2 weeks ago, my wife Megan had surgery. And I want to tell you what I did while she was recovering because I'm not proud of it. And because it taught me something that I think everyone needs to hear. She's been healing at home since then, which has meant a lot of early mornings and late nights, a lot of quiet hours in our room while she rests and I keep things moving as best as I can. And in those same 2 weeks, I have been building something, a webinar. I've been writing it and recording it in the cracks of her recovery at 5 in the morning before she wakes up and late at night after she's finally fallen asleep. Here's the part I keep turning over and over and over in my head. The webinar I was building, the one I was stealing those early mornings and late nights to make, is called Build It to Run Without You. It's a workshop about how to stop being the person your whole business leans on for everything. The irony is already apparent, isn't it? And yeah, maybe I use the word irony so I don't have to use the other one, hypocrisy. There I was, working around my recovering wife's bed at all hours, refusing to set anything down in order to finish the thing that teaches other people how to set things down. It's worse, or maybe it gets more revealing. Somewhere in the middle of all of it, my most important colleague, someone that I trust completely, came to me and asked how she could help, what she could take off of my plate. And I, the person writing the workshop on this exact subject, handed her nothing. I kept all of it, every task, every late night. I held on to it like it was mine alone to carry. Now, I want to sit in that with you for a moment because it would be so easy for me to tidy it up and make it look better before I showed it to you. I mean, I've written books about this. I spent years helping leaders see that the business does not have to run through them. And there I was, in one of the most tender and difficult stretches of my year, doing the very thing I ask everyone else to stop doing. With my wife recovering a few feet away, and with real help offered and standing right in front of me. So if you've ever known better and done it anyway, if you have ever heard yourself say, I've got it, while the weight on your shoulders quietly climbed higher, I want you to hear me clearly. I'm not standing here as someone who has finished this. I am right in it too, with you, still, even now. But that hard couple of weeks taught me something, and it's the reason I'm willing to tell you a story that does not flatter me. If the pull to carry everything is strong enough to catch me while I am literally building the cure for it around my own wife's recovery, then we have to be clear about what we are actually dealing with here. This is not a knowledge problem. I've got the knowledge. It's not a discipline problem either. I have plenty of discipline. And all my discipline did was help me carry more for longer, starting at 5 o'clock in the morning. You cannot think your way out of this, and you cannot grit your teeth and force your way out of it. I am living proof of both of those things this week. The pull to be the one who carries it is older and deeper than any good intention you bring to a Monday. And the willpower loses to it more often than not, which means the answer was never going to be me simply trying harder to let go. The letting go has to be built into how the business actually works so that it does not depend on me being strong enough in the moment to do the right thing. Because in the moment, even now, with everything I know, I am often not strong enough. And I doubt that I'm the only one. Now, let me tell you about a time that I actually got this right, because I don't want you to walk away thinking that it only runs in one direction for me. A while back, I handed one of my most important client relationships, a very true VIP, to a key member of my team. And I want you to understand this was not a small handoff. This was the kind of relationship that I would normally have kept for myself without even thinking twice about it. The kind you quietly tell yourself that Only you can handle this. I was confident in the decision when I made it. What I was less sure of was whether he was confident, whether he believed he could carry something at that level. So I gave it to him. And then I did the part that is genuinely hard for someone like me. I stayed out of the way. I gave him the room and the real context to handle it as himself, instead of as some smaller copy of me. And he didn't merely handle it. He was remarkable. He built that relationship in a way that I'm not sure I could have, because he brought things to it that I simply do not have in me. He was never trying to be me. He was being fully himself, and it turned out that was exactly what the relationship needed all along. I watched someone I had been tempted to hover over and manage too closely rise higher than I would have reached for him, the moment I handed him the space to do it in his own way. Now, hold those two stories up next to each other, because side by side, to me, they're the whole lesson. In the first one, I held on, and it cost me hours with my wife that I do not get to get back. In a season that probably mattered far more than any webinar ever could. In the second, I let go, and someone I led rose to a place I could not have carried him to. The difference was not how much I cared. I cared enormously in both. The difference was whether I had built something that allowed another person to carry the weight, or whether I was still insisting on being the one who carries all of it myself. That is what I keep learning, and clearly keep needing to learn over and over and over again. Your people do not need to become you. They never did, and they never will. What they need is the room to be fully themselves, and a business built so that their being themselves is enough. Give them that. And they don't just survive your absence. They're going to rise in ways you could not have planned for them. So if any of this sounds like you, the one who knows better and still cannot quite put it down, I made something for you in those very early mornings that I just talked about. It's the workshop. Build it to run without you. And it walks you through how to build a business that does not depend on you being strong enough to let go at exactly the wrong moment. There's no cost to watch it, and there's no sales call that's waiting on the other side of it. You can find it at the link that's in this blog around this video. And if you want the longer, quieter version of everything I just shared, it lives in my book, Built to Breathe. But if I were you, I would start with the workshop. I'd be glad to walk you through the thing that I'm still learning how to live myself. I'll see you there.